Your thoughts on the 2017, the way it's starting off? It already looks pretty big.
Yeah.
You guys have obviously Frampton Santa Cruz too.
Yeah.
Your fight on that card, supposed Rios versus Ortiz, a fight everybody's been wanting to see, no matter where they're at in their career right now. Then we have Thurman versus Garcia in March. So that's basically January and February and March. Those are the three big fights. Seems to start off good, and that's usually how boxing is at the beginning of the year. Do you think if PBC and Top Rank start working together, Golden Boy and Top Rank start working together, that things can progress in 2017, can just basically erase the memory of what 2016 was?
Not that it'll erase it, but it'll make up for it, and it seems like it's shaping up to be a very good year. With Richard Schaefer coming into the picture, from what I hear, he's starting his first show is December.
Yeah,
He's also doing the Santa Cruz Frampton where I'm fighting. Then he might, keep busy, and that could also, stir things up in a good, positive way. He was in control of Golden Boy for a while, and they were doing very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
That's when all these guys were doing very well. He was out of the picture, and it kind of, tumbled and went away, but now he's back, he might, make things happen. If he can start working together and putting the shows together, and he's got the experience to do it, he knows what it takes to build a fighter and promote the fighter, not just the fight for that day, but keep the promotion going, he could make some things happen. And it seems like it's going to start off like a great year. Hopefully that momentum keeps going.
I don't want to brush by what he brought up of Rios versus Ortiz, especially with you guys. So just what are your thoughts on that fight being made? Just what are your kind of feelings going into
I think
it?
it's a fight that even though Rios got stopped by Ortiz-Brandon in his last fight, and Ortiz got beaten by if they fight, whoever they fight, people are not really gonna be interested if they fight other fighters.
That's right. Yeah.
But against each other, people are still gonna want to watch that. It's a fight that people have been asking for a while already, and even though they're both maybe at the end of their careers, or maybe they should have fought when they were younger, it's still going to be interesting to watch. It's a fight that sucks because I'm not involved anymore.
You'll still be there.
I'll be there. I'm not involved, but I definitely want to see it. I would have liked being part of it, but it's still a fight that I want to be there, and it'll be a good fight actually. I think it'll be make a good fight because Ortiz has really good power and good skills. Brandon has a great chin, great heart. He keeps coming, and he also packs good power. So it's a fight that could go either way, depending on how well Brandon trained or how well Victor comes out. And if Victor starts off the first few rounds very good, then that gives him that confidence to continue doing the same thing. But the moment that Brandon lands and gets Victor to back up and to take some punch, then that's where Brandon could take over. So it's a very interesting fight.
Mikey, how do you obviously both of you guys know Brandon very well, but I don't think there's been a fight where he's had this kind of extra motivation of like anger almost, but like towards the other guy like this. How do you think like training camp will go, being that he has that kind of extra motivation?
If the fight is finalized and done deal, and they actually have a date and everything, and I think that will motivate Brandon more because of all the past history. And if Brandon trains well and prepares himself like he should, and doesn't wait till the last minute to cut weight, and because that really hurts him. Then he's got a very good chance, as long as, like I said, he trains well and prepares for it well. But it will be, a little difficult maybe the first couple of rounds where Victor's still fresh. Because Victor starts off fresh, he can move, he's got the skills. If he can build that confidence up, then it could be a harder fight for Brandon. But as soon as Brandon starts landing a few punches, I think Victor starts to back away, back off, and Brandon takes over at that point. But it all depends on how well Brandon comes, because Victor does train well. I know Victor always in good shape. He's always in good shape. whether he loses or gets stopped or quits or whatever, that's on him. That's mental. But I know he put the hours in the gym because we know Victor and he always trains hard. He probably does more than he should. He probably does more than he should. We know him. Brandon trains hard, but his problem has always been kind of the diet, cutting the weight. So if he does a good job, you know, I still stick behind Brandon because I know Brandon is a tough motherfucker. He's gonna come. That's it.
You know, as you were saying, Mikey, Victor Ortiz has a tremendous skill set. But one thing he doesn't seem to have, or at least in this stage of his career, he can't seem to sustain a heavy attack, you know, that aggression that Brandon shows. Is that going to be a problem for Victor?
Well,
That aggressive approach?
if so like I said, if Victor starts off early and gets the momentum going and grows his confidence, that's how Victor fights his best. Once he gets that confidence going. But going into the fight, he's not going to be that confident because he knows Brandon is tough and they got all that history behind him. So if he can build it inside the ring within the first 2, 3, 4 rounds possibly, then it could be a long night. But if Brandon picks up the pace early on and maybe hurts Victor or just starts landing some punches and intimidates Victor just by smiling at him, calling him, you know, then that's when Brandon takes over. That's when Brandon will take over because Victor won't be able to do that. Victor won't be able to, you know, keep that. And even if Brandon isn't able to, you know, be relentless like he once was, you know, that he still has enough to take over and beat Victor. Because like I said, at that point, Victor, you know, his heart, his mental game is at his weakest.
I wonder why Victor even called him out. I don't. Like, where did that come from?
See,
Because it's been so long.
See, but that also he called him out.
Right.
So that also might, you know, being that it's against Brandon, he might. We're saying Brandon, being that it's Victor, Brandon might make weight comfortable the way he should. So then Victor, knowing that it's against Brandon, he might not give up. He might have that extra fire for that fight. So that's why it's interesting.
Yeah. Do you think the fight could possibly take place at the stub up?
Hey, that's where it belongs.
Right.
I think so.